Here's a terrain video. I know I haven't made one in a little bit, but we gotta start getting ready for Adepticon. And we're gonna start from the tiles up. Thanks so much for joining us. This is Dee, and welcome to another episode of... So we're going to go and start, like I always start with my sump tiles, plexiglass. Like I said in the intro, we're going to get ready for Adepticon here. Hopefully Jay and I can hold this year so we can actually help run the thing. But the standard sump tile that I make, I start with a piece of plexiglass, 12 by 12. Then I use this tissue paper. Basically Christmas tissue paper. I mean, you can go out and buy yours if you want to. If you don't have any, I just saved mine from all the Christmas presents. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have a mix of PVA glue, Elmer's in this case, a little bit of water, and we're going to stir that. We're going to agitate this. We're going to stir it up pretty good here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put it all over the tile, and we're going to lay out the tissue paper across it, and then we're going to basically coat it after I get all this set. Now I have 2 boards. It's going to be 16 tiles. No, that's not 18. It's not. They are 9 tile boards, but I only need 8 of these per. If you saw the little quick sneak peek I did there at the beginning, you'll see that we have some stuff in the middle. So at this point we're going to make pretty much the same mixture again, but this time we're going to add some acrylic paint to it. And basically what's going on right now, the tissue paper and stuff that I put down has not dried. You got to kind of work a little bit fast with this. It helps a lot if everything's still a little wet when you're doing this. Now, granted, most of the time you're not doing as many as I'm doing here because I'm crazy. But you do this and then let this dry overnight, basically. So anyways, guys, this is one huge mess. I just wanted to let you guys know that. However, we have done quite a bit here. So I ran out of my original glue that I had. So I used another mixture that I had already set up. And basically all I did was I added a little bit onto the top of the tile here. It's always good to have somewhat of a color the same here. You don't have to, but I don't know. It's a thing. All right, let's get going. So at this point we're going to trim whatever is excess. You do the double glue job on that so that the glue shrinks as it's drying and then rumples up the paper and gives you a very nice texture. So on this part here we're going to be kind of putting down the final painting stages. But there was a certain thing that I ran into when I was doing this. When I started actually I must be getting better with the airbrush, because I started adding depth while I was painting this, which was pretty exciting. So I had to make a little bit of a switch here as to the way I was going to do this. So When I started adding the depth, I decided, well, I'll do the lights too. So we gave it a little bit of a white spray here and then went in with a mixture of my regular very lime green and then some fluorescence. And holy cow, I was getting depth on these tiles that I'd never gotten before. It was pretty neat. Not too bad, huh? Woo! That's green. Wow, is that green? And fluorescent as well, which is pretty crazy. There's more that still can be done on this. Now, I'm kind of going into undiscovered country at this point with these. Usually I finish with these and put a matte coat over the top. Needs a little bit more work. You can thank Roy and Richard for upgrading my the sump tile that I took down to them. I need to put a little more texture in here, a little more color variant, something like a leaky sump kind of a thing going on. Okay, what's the issue? The issue is I'm a little bit worried about how this is going to handle straight oils to it. My mineral spirits thin down. It's not so much the oil paint, it's the mineral spirits. I'm a little worried about how the paint on top of this is going to hold up to it. So what we're going to do is something that I don't normally do. Put some varnish on. Now you can probably pick it up here with the reflection. You can also see the first coats that I did are starting to pop through now that I've got a clear coat over this. I want to go further. We're going to get ourselves a t-shirt, some water-based floor finish, making all this up as we go along here. Instead of brushing this, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dumping little puddles around and then spreading it around with this t-shirt. I am going outside of my comfort zone as far as these are concerned. You should always push yourself. We're going to be playing a lot with the oil base and a lot of mineral spirits just to try to get a little bit more of the sump texture. We're going to try to do a little better with these. Hopefully they're going to be at Adepticon here. Here's what it looks like in my big mess state. Now, you can let this absolutely positively dry if you want to and then work with it that way. The varnish coat should allow me to be able to do something like that. But I'm a little impatient. We're going to get our t-shirt while it's still wet. Because remember, I don't want this to be coverage. What I want this to do is to wash and enhance. All we're going to do here, we're going to try to not have that, is we're going to do this. Not too bad. pretty exciting here, and you guys get a good shot at what some of the next videos are going to be. Oh yeah, totally boats. Thanks so much for stopping by, you guys, and as always, please like and subscribe.